Hey guys, this is Uncle Doug again, coming to you from Fellowship of the Martyrs, FOTM1 on YouTube. Here, ministry on the north side of Kansas City. We've been here 20 years. And we're talking again about the International House of Prayer in Kansas City. And I did a video a couple days ago where the IHOP had announced that they were closing and restructuring. The next day, they announced that they weren't. So they are completely double-minded. I understand that it's a fast-moving, fluid environment and whatever, but there doesn't seem to be any clear voice in charge. And I want to share with you my take on the situation. They had said that they were losing $500,000 a month, but at the same time, the Royce report, Julie Royce, ROYS.com, Royce, you can go look up the articles that I'm reading from. She says the day after the International House of Prayer, Kansas City sent an email to leaders announcing IHOP will be closing for good. The embattled ministry sent another email to donors. In it, the ministry urged donors to become part of the IHOP Legacy Society by giving IRAs, stocks, real estate, or endowment funds to IHOPKC. It did not mention any planned closure. The same day, the Royce Report published a story revealing their plan to close and published the announcement. The audio confirmed the ministry's reason to close was to limit liability, which isn't going to work because they're going to chase you down no matter what you change your name to. Whoever's going to sue is going to sue. And but the next day, the Christian Post reported that IHOP released a statement to them stating the organization is not closing, but instead will begin a transition and reorganization process. And I want to read you this. This is part of their statement. In a word, IHOPKC is not closing. IHOPKC wrote in the statement, over the course of these last months, our leadership team has tirelessly endeavored to review and analyze the entire IHOPKC organizational structure and the many missions we've undertaken over our 24 years of existence. That review and reflection has led to internal decisions to begin a transition and reorganization process which will allow us to focus on our main mission, yet deal with the realities of finance. You know what I don't hear there? God told us what to do. Because he's not double-minded, and he doesn't have you release a statement one day and then counter it the next day. I'm not saying God could never, but it's never been the way it is here. It's never been the way he's done it with us. Sometimes we adjust course and move from Liberty to Excelsior and get a farm, and then we get a thrift store, and then we get this and that or whatever, but this is a complete reversal the next day, which sounds much more like lawyers than it does like God. I think they said we're going to limit liability, and the lawyers immediately said you can't say that because they'll think you're trying to limit liability, and you don't want them to think that because they'll sue all the faster or whatever. It sounds like lawyer talk is what it sounds like. It says they've been reflecting and reviewing and going to decide what to do. Man, there's nothing I hate worse than brainstorming to find a solution to a problem. That is just the last thing anymore. And I've been with teams when I had my own business, would sit around and we'd strategize and look for solutions. And I get it. But since I started hearing God, the last thing I want to do is sit around and like popcorn, people throw out ideas. No, I just want us to pray and all hear God and that be that, and we do that. And take our chances and don't worry about money, don't worry about whatever, don't worry about how impossible it sounds, just do whatever God says. It's real frustrating. I knew a guy that was hearing God pretty good, like conversationally talking to the Lord, that was down at before it was the House of Prayer, when it was the Metro, whatever. And people were like, oh, even Mike doesn't hear like that. You can't be hearing like that. You got a familiar spirit. You can't be hearing like that. Well, he was. And God healed him. A cancer fell out of his hip in a shower. He was hearing. And they're like, oh, no, you can't, whatever. They didn't never teach people to be led by God. That's my little dog here, scratching around, making noise. Sorry. Anyway, after all these years, after all these generations of people that have been through here, none of them can hear God good enough to just say, okay, this is what the Lord is saying we need to do. That's horrifying. Horrifying. Millions and millions of dollars of man hours that went to I don't know what. Anyway, it's a sad state of affairs. We'll keep you guys updated. They're definitely going to shrink to practically nothing. I don't think they're going to survive this. The lawsuits are going to be massive. And we'll see. We'll see. But for those people that still have a passion for revival in Kansas City, give me a call. Send me an email. Let me tell you what God's doing. It's not over. He's still going to fulfill his promises to Kansas City. Has been and will continue to. And exciting things are coming for Kansas City. They're not coming from IHOP. Anyway, God bless you all. More coming up. Bye-bye.